Well, COVID-19 cases continue to rise in several places across the country. India has recorded this year's highest COVID surge with 26,291 fresh infections being reported in the last 24 hours. Data issued by the Health Ministry suggests the total active caseload in the country has gone up to 2,19,000 cases, while the recovery percentage has dropped from 98% to 96.68%.
Coronavirus is making a comeback. India has recorded over 26,000 cases over the last 24 hours. This is the highest single-day spike since December. Here is a more worrying stat. The number of infections rose 33% compared with last week. This is the sharpest jump since July 2020. Maharashtra remains the worst hit state. It accounts for 60% of the India's active cases with over 1,26,000 infections. In a bid to contain the spread, the Maharashtra government has placed strict curbs in affected districts. Nagpur is under complete lockdown till March 21. Only essential services are functional in the district, whereas government offices can function at 25% capacity. Night curfew is imposed in Pune and weekend lockdown in Akola. The BMC is also cracking down. The civic body has slapped an FIR on Gauhar Khan for allegedly flouting COVID safety norms. Andhra Pradesh is second to Maharashtra in the number of active cases. It has over 1 lakh infections right now. In Kerala, numbers are coming down after a long spell of alarming rise in numbers. It has less than 30,000 active cases. Karnataka only has over 8,000 cases but is taking no chances. Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa has issued a stern warning. Strict restrictions will be back if citizens keep breaking COVID rules.
ಜನ ಸಹಕರಿಸಬೇಕು, ಮಾಸ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕಲೇಬೇಕು, ಅಂತರವನ್ನು ಕಾಯ್ದುಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಮದುವೆ ಸಭೆ ಸಮಾರಂಭಗಳಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಿಗದಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿರಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ, ಕಾನೂನಂತೆ ಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಎಲ್ಲದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ
The center is attributing the surge in cases to COVID inappropriate behavior by citizens.
आज अगर मामले बढ़ रहे हैं तो ये भी लोगों को पता है, सरकारों को भी पता है कि ये लोगों के कैजुअल बिहेवियर, कोविड एप्रोप्रिएट बिहेवियर में लापरवाही करने के कारण बढ़ रहे हैं.
The good news, India's vaccination drive is picking up pace. Over 10 lakh doses were administered every day last week. Close to 3 crore doses have been given, taking India to the second spot in vaccination, next only to the United States. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, the latest on vaccinations is that we have now 3.15 crore total vaccinations that has been done. That's the latest update from the Government of India just now after the drive started on the 16th of January. Dr. Rahul Pandit is the Director of Critical Care Fortis Hospitals in Mumbai. He's also a member of the Maharashtra COVID Task Force. He's joining us live. Dr. Sanjeev Bagai is the Chairperson of Nephron Clinic. Thank you both for your time here. Dr. Rahul Pandit, I want to begin by asking you that it has been argued, and do tell us what you think, that lockdown is not the strategy anymore. What should be the strategy of worrying states like Maharashtra, Kerala? Should lockdown be the way out of the situation?
Hi, thank you for having me on your show. I completely am with you. Lockdown is not the strategy and nobody wants the lockdown. What is a lockdown? Lockdown essentially allows you to sort of prepare up your infrastructure and your medical personnel and equipment, which we have already gone past that phase. What we need to actually do as a strategy is to have a multi-pronged approach, probably three different steps we need to do. We need to have our vaccination drive. We need to have our public awareness about COVID appropriate behavior. and we need to increase our numbers. So we need to basically increase our testing numbers. We need to go and start isolating people who are the contacts of the patients who are positive, and trace up to 1:30 contacts behind one positive person. And if required, institutionally quarantine them, because asymptomatic patient has been the norm of late, and asymptomatic patients are very difficult to basically follow the home quarantine rules. So we may have to actually institutionally quarantine them. That's the first step.
So do you think
The
that
second step-
asymptomatic patients are also in a way driving up the surge, at least in the state of Maharashtra? Because you're not testing good enough.
Absolutely.
The testing is not up to the mark.
Absolutely. I think that has been one of the major problems for Maharashtra right now, and both the things go hand in hand. We have now increased the testing to over 1 lakh tests, but I think we need to go even more, because there are some districts which have got a test positivity rate of almost 15%. Even Mumbai yesterday had a test positivity rate of 9%. I don't know the numbers today. I've been in the ICU all day. So, those are not acceptable. We need to bring it down below 5%. And for that, whatever it takes to do the testing, we need to ramp up the testing. And the ratio should be 70 to 80% should be RT-PCR, only 20% or odd should be your antigen test. That's the second thing to do. Plus the COVID appropriate behavior, I can't reinforce more and more. Every time we go on any news channel or any interview, we keep on saying about the COVID appropriate behavior, masking, social distancing, sanitization. And I think the vaccination needs to be parallelly spruced up, parallelly boosted up. The point that if we can actually bring it across out of the healthcare system into the camps and smaller places where we can actually take it to the doorstep, it will help, because vaccination right now is going to bring down our mortality as quickly as possible. If we look at the analysis of mortality of Maharashtra, out of the 50 odd deaths which Maharashtra has been reporting, though the deaths have been very low, 80% of them are above 60 years of age.
Yes.
So if we can complete this phase of population, the 60 years and above and the 45 and above with comorbidities, I think our mortality will come down to single digits. And that at least would be some silver lining.
Yes, that certainly will help.
Facing.
Yes, if not in preventing this infection, at least in reducing the severity in a way. Be with us, Dr. Pandit. We'll just come back to you for more on that. Also to Dr. Bagai, just to continue to be with us. We'll talk about the Maharashtra situation and the situation in the other parts of the country as well. But staying with Maharashtra first, the maximum city is witnessing a surge in cases. It seems Mumbaikars have forgotten about COVID-19. People are thronging the famous Dadar market there in huge numbers and flouting social distancing norms. Many were even seen without masks. This even has several districts in the state in a lockdown mode. Nagpur streets wore a deserted look as a week-long lockdown came into force from today onwards. Dr. Bagai, I want to ask you, what does it look like to you right now? Is this a second wave in a way, looking at the overall trajectory of the cases? And also, is this the time really to improve the vaccinations in terms of the total inoculations that's being done, not just in Maharashtra, but across the country to cover the maximum number of people?
Good evening everyone. I think this was the second wave. What we are talking about is truly, it's just about happening. It's unfolding in front of our eyes. And if we don't learn from the past, I think we will be very foolish. This is the same trend which was in the last pandemic of influenza exactly 100 years back. The second wave often comes after a gap and a lull, after remaining dormant, and very often the second wave is a little bit more severe. Now, there are 4 quick points which I want to make.
Okay.
First is human behavior is very erratic, and I think this public fatigue needs to be attended to. COVID-appropriate behavior is the only thing which can save most lives in this second wave, which is impending to happen, or indeed in some states it's happening. If you look on the daily progression rate, which is the true index of your rise in cases, in some states it's gone up from 28 to 30%, in some up to 60%. And these are all avoidable deaths. We need to take care of the super spreader events. Point number 2 is the super spreader events. Things like this aggregation which you have shown in Bombay in the Dadar markets, or indeed the farmers' protests which are happening on the Delhi borders.
Okay.
And you're seeing the reflection of the same people going back and spreading into the vulnerables in Punjab. Third is the testing. The testing is of 2 types. One is you do the RT-PCR, which is to continue. The second is the antibody test, which again needs to be surveyed on the genomic sequence too. So we need to be careful of the variants. The variants have also now been documented in Punjab. the variance is something which can tilt the balance more towards mortality. And last, most importantly, is protect the vulnerables. The comorbids and the aged need to be protected. The vaccination drive should now be driven without any restrictions. It should be a walk-in kind of situation. You don't need to go through a long
Yes, it's
registration
simplification of the process.
I think we need to liberalize.
Yes. Simplification of the process is what the government needs to look at and needs to look at on an urgent basis, really. Dr. Bagai, thank you for your time here. I'm thanking Dr. Pandit as well for joining us with your perspective and your inputs on that extremely important story that we are tracking.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.